Alright, here we are for round number 3 with Blue-Black Flicker. We're against Pastor, and we have a decent hand. I'm going to keep this. We're a little short on mana right now, but hopefully Preordain on our second turn can find us another blue source. So we can get these counter spells going. We don't have any removal right now, so we will probably die to a fast start. Looks like we're playing against blue-red fairies, and they have a Delver, so they have their best possible draw against us. So luckily Doomblade actually is better against this deck than Disfigure most of the time. Disfigure would have been great there, obviously, because I could have just played it, but this deck has all these fairies and stuff, so you can't. It's harder for them to spell stutter a Doomblade. Looks like they're making the classic play, putting in a ninja. Obviously, I'm going to kill the ninja with my Doomblade this turn. On my turn, hopefully they don't have a daze. I actually am going to play around days now that I drew that, so I'm going to disfigure this guy and then play Preordain. I'm going to put both these on the bottom. I really need to draw another land. Alright, so I want to play around days. They normally only play 1 or 0, but it's just too devastating to get hit with that, so hopefully we draw a land here. Didn't. Echoing Decay is pretty much strictly better than Doomblade in this matchup. I'm going to Doomblade this right now. They can't counter it here unless they have a daze. Spellstutter can't counter this, and I don't want to wait till their upkeep and give them a chance to cast a counterspell on it. So let's see what our opponent has here. They're pretty obviously holding up a Spellstutter there, which is another good reason to play that Disfigure earlier, so I know that I can get it out of my hand. A little unfortunate that there were no lands in my top like 5 or 6 cards I've looked through already, right? So my turn 1 draw, 2 draw, turn 3 draw, plus I had 3 more cards from Preordain, so that's 6 cards I looked through. Didn't find one. Alright, no land still. If our opponent plays a Spellstutter end of turn, I'm going to kill it with, I'm not sure exactly which one yet. I think the Doomblade, maybe. Alright, I'm gonna let Preordain resolve. Alright, so my opponent's got 5 cards. One of them is definitely a Spellstutter. We drew another Echoing Decay, which is pretty brutal that there were no lands in my top 7 cards. 8 cards? 8 cards now? Or is it 9 cards? 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. So that kind of sucks. Think hopefully they play a Spellstutter at the end of turn. They didn't. I think I'm gonna have to discard probably this Archaeomancer. We're like a million years away from casting it. If they just start running out Augur Bolas, come on. Alright, so we're 9 cards in, no land. So that's pretty unreasonable. I think every 3 cards in our deck should be a land, so we're pretty far over. So, like, this really sucks, because now that I have all this stuff, I can't do anything about this. Like, I can't kill this no matter what I do, unfortunately. So I'll just go ahead and disfigure it. I'll run a Disfigure into a Spellstutter, and then I'll run my Doomblade into a Spellstutter, and then they'll pick up their ninja, or they'll pick up their Spellstutter with a ninja, and then that'll happen too. What I'm hoping is that, alright, upkeep. Actually, I'll just wait. The problem with this being a fairy is that I can't use any of my 2 mana spells either. Alright, I'm not going to upkeep it. So, sometimes you're just on the wrong side of variance. We actually had a pretty good draw against this deck if I had hit even a remotely reasonable number of lands. But the unfortunate reality is that I did not hit a remotely reasonable number of lands. So I'm going to hit the fairy, Miscreant, because I want to Echoing Decay Spellstutters away later. Obviously I'm going to get hit with another Spellstutter here, but I'm hoping at some point to be able to Echoing Decay away the Spellstutters. Okay, I'm going to play this Edict, and we'll see what they do with it. My guess is they'll just sacrifice a Spellstutter is what they should probably do. Yep. So the reason Echoing Decay isn't going to work is they've got 3 counter spells, 2 spell stutters, plus a dispel, and a daze that would all counter it. So, and they're missing land drops, so there's just no way they don't have one of those in their hand. So I figured I'd play a spell that would maybe resolve. There is some benefit to maybe holding my Disfigure earlier rather than playing it because I could maybe hold up Counterspell at the same time, but I wasn't really super interested in doing that because it's possible I'll be able to kill some of these and then I'll be able to decay them away. Whatever, I guess I'll just pass the turn. So, this is 12 cards we've gone through with no land. I don't know what the chances of that are, but my guess is it's below 1%. I'll check out the hypergeometric calculator in between the games. We're very lucky they haven't found a ninja yet. Not that it really matters. I'll go ahead and Echoing Decay this Fairy Miscreant. I'm expecting another Spell Stutter. Okay, they just have a Dispel. That's cool. Land? Hey, look, right on time. Oh wait, it's not right on time at all. Let's go ahead and play this Chittering Rats. This can eat the counterspell he's been holding. Okay. So we're trying to fight through their stuff. They did get a little flooded, and the saying goes that screw beats flood, but screw doesn't beat flood if you never draw out of it. So flood's still gonna win. They didn't really flood. They have 6 lands out of 21 cards, so it's not really flooding at all, in fact. Let's go ahead and preordain, see if we can hit a land here. Ooh, alright. Let's go top. Definitely need this stuff. Let's go ahead and... It's my last piece of removal, but I have to play it here because I have to pick up a swamp so I can like play an untap, so I can have double blue up next turn. Okay. I'm a little surprised they didn't counter that. I wonder if they're just really flooded. What could they possibly have that they wouldn't counter that? I would have probably countered it with a counterspell if I had one, if I were them. Maybe they're really scared of this Mulldrifter. I don't know. Yeah, obviously I just drew that. Would have been nice being able to Echoing Decay those away. Oh, I bet they have a bunch of removal. Yeah, that's got to be what it is. I bet they have like a bunch of bolts and screds in their hand. So we're just going to get bolted to death no matter what we do. Let's go ahead and play this. I'm going to just play a Small Drifter. I mean, what else am I going to do? I bet this resolves unless they drew a counterspell and then they'll just scred it. Okay. Obviously, I don't think anything we do matters. They're probably going to bolt my face and then they're going to scred my Mulldrifter. Alright, we're not quite dead yet. They got another island. Augur Bolas. We're lucky they didn't draw any of those earlier. It's like the best card. Alright, they found a bolt. I believe we're dead no matter what we draw, but I'm not sure for sure, so we'll just finish out the rest of this. Especially since I don't have an Echoing Decay anymore. If I had an Archaeomancer, if they don't have Scred, if I draw an Archaeomancer, okay, they're just bolting my face. Probably double bolt. Sure. So that's what happens when there's no lands in your top 12 cards. You can't win. So Relic is an interesting decision here. They only really have Stormbound Geist that uses the graveyard, so I probably don't think I want that. Witches are really good. Echoing Decay is good. Shrivel's good. And Dispel is good. Stormbound Geist is good. We have a lot of stuff that's good. Hydroblast is not good. Despite them playing red, all the red spells are their worst spells in the deck. The only reason to play Hydroblast is to counter their copies of Pyroblast. And that's something to consider, but I think I'm going to be taking out... I don't think I'm really going to have room for that sort of thing. I don't really want Deadweight. Chainer's Edict is not great against their deck. Also, I don't usually like counter spells a ton against these kind of tempo-y decks, but they're a little slower of a tempo deck, so it's possible I want to keep them in. Um, so the reason I don't really like these 1 mana ones as much is it's really bad to get them hit by a spell stutter, but it is what it is. I'm going to take out some of our Seagate Oracles. They can't block anything really. This is tough. I got too many cards that are pretty good. I don't want to cut them all. I still have to cut 4 more cards. I really don't want to cut all my Seagate Oracles, but maybe I should. They do block Ninja. Maybe I should cut a Rat and a Seagate Oracle. The Rat body is not impressive. Doomblade is pretty good still. Shrivel's still pretty good. It's not amazing, but it would have been able to save us that game. Exclude is strong still. I might have too much removal. I think Reaping the Graves is really important in this matchup. It's most likely that we're going to get into this big grind fest. I'll take out the last Seagate Oracle. I am running a little short on creatures, so maybe I'll cut 1 Flicker. I don't know. Let's go ahead and submit this. I might have cut too many creatures. I'm not sure. I want to keep my counterspells though. They're not actually that fast of a deck. This hand looks pretty strong. I'll keep it. So for those of you who watched my last match, you guys should check out, or you should go back to the comments in that one if you didn't already or whatever, and tell me if you think that was scummy, me timing that guy out the way I did. The only thing I think that was scummy was I did that Quambodge Witch activation. I probably shouldn't have done that. That was kind of scummy, but I don't think that actually just running them out of time was really a big deal. I don't think I really need another land here. Counterspell is pretty decent. I think I'll keep the counterspell. So hopefully this Delver doesn't flip and I can just shrivel it away. If I get really lucky, I'll play like this won't flip and I'll play a Fairy Miscreant. If it flips, I will probably just play a okay, it didn't flip. If it did flip, I'd probably just Doomblade it. Alright. Ash Barrens. It's interesting that this deck runs so many Ash Barrens, because I actually think this deck might prefer to play not Ash Barrens, like Evolving Wilds. Just so often, you can keep 1-land hands with this deck pretty easily. Okay, shrivel those both to death, play Dismal Backwater. That'll probably be game over at this point. Especially if they just play out some creatures here. If they can't counter our Stormbound guys, they're going to be in huge trouble. So we'll see what they do here. Okay, they're just playing an Augur. Ponder set up the Augur, so I'm sure they're going to hit. No? That's incredible. So this Ponder must have been pretty bad. Alright, let's go ahead and play our Stormbound Geist. Dismal Backwater. And I'll Edict this way at some point. I'm guessing it's going to be a Ninja this turn. Pick it up. I'll just kill the Ninja and I'll kill the Augur next turn. I should have attacked here. I can't block and he can't block me. I do have to decide if I'm willing to play this Preordain into a Spellstutter Sprite. I think the answer is no. I'm just going to Edict, I think. Let's just play the Chainer's Edict. See what my opponent wants to do. They're going to play their Spellstutter to just eat it. Okay. It died. So I'm pretty far ahead of my opponent on cards. I've got more on the board than them and everything. Counterspell this. Let's see if I get dispelled. If I get dispelled, that's cool. I'll just like double Doomblade their guy. No, it won't be a problem. This will probably end the game here, hitting this Muldrifter. If they don't have a Daze, it's going to be done for. So our opponent mulliganed kind of low, had a clunky hand. We got to 2-for-1 them after they had already mulliganed, so we finished them off pretty easily. Alright, we did it. So, like I said, these are good against that Stormbound Geist exactly, but other than that, it's not particularly impressive, and that's one of the reasons I took out these Edicts, plus Spellstutter can kind of eat an Edict pretty easily. Things I'm considering. Maybe I want less removal and I want some more value stuff. And I think that might be the case. I don't know exactly what to take out. Maybe an edict. Yeah, I think I probably had too much removal in my deck, so I'm gonna go ahead and play another Seagate Oracle, and yeah, I'm gonna play 2 Seagate Oracles. Um, they help us hit our 4th and 5th lands, which is something our deck really needs to do. So I was a little hesitant to cut them before, even though they don't really block anything, but definitely think I want them again here. So here we are for game 3 against this blue-red fairies deck. Blue-red Delver, I guess people are calling it nowadays. Okay. This hand looks good. We got removal, got some card advantage. I'll keep it. Be nice to see a Dispel or something so I can force through some of my more important spells. If they have a Delver, that's pretty frustrating because I have no way to kill it on turn 1. Alright. So if they flip this and hold up 2 mana, I'm going to kill it in their upkeep with Doomblade. And then I'll disfigure it on my turn after they counter it with Counterspell. So this is going to be a pretty predictable line of play here from both of us. I'd be shocked if they played a Ninja here or anything like that. Yep. Everything is all very predictable here. Ooh, Witches. Pretty far away from playing those though. And I don't want to get hit like 3 more times with this. So gonna go ahead and upkeep. I'm gonna use the Doomblade rather than the Disfigure because the Disfigure gets hit by Spell Stutter. I want them to use this counterspell. Yep. It's all very predictable. I didn't expect them to actually flip to the counterspell. I just, expected them to have the counterspell. Okay, so hopefully I play something that I can, or I draw something that I can play this turn, like a Preordain would be nice. Didn't draw one. Go ahead and disfigure that guy, and then I'm going to pick up our island. I want to be able to play those Witches next turn if I want to. So, one thing that makes our opponent's deck so scary is that if they don't have to fumble around at all with their mana or with cantrips, they can just be so brutally efficient. Like Delver, flip into counterspell, play 1 fairy, and then play another fairy next turn. Hold up, like they're holding up Spell Stutter here, which is actually pretty insane. They're holding up Spell Stutter for 3 on turn 4 after I killed one of their creatures and they counterspelled something because they didn't have to. Oh, they have a Ninja. Okay, that makes sense. But if they were holding up a Spell Stutter there, it'd be so hard for me to come back here. Hopefully I draw a removal spell that I can play in addition to my Seagate Oracle. Drew another Swamp. This is tough. I think I'm going to play my Seagate Oracle, and then the reason I don't want to play the Witches is if they just burn my Witches, they're really incentivized to burn the Witches, and it feels a lot worse to burn my Seagate Oracle. I think I'm actually going to take Dispel here rather than Counterspell, because I can hold it up this turn and counter their Scred. That said, they're just going to get to play some fairies and stuff. It would have been nice if I could kill one of these things. And Dispel is really bad against Spellstutter Sprite, so that's a little unfortunate too. But not too much I can do about it. Looks like they aren't going to have red mana this turn, but if they were able to Scred my Seagate Oracle and attack me with a Ninja, that would be kind of pretty much the disaster scenario for me. So what do I need to draw here? Need to draw some removal and stuff. I'm going to try to play around Spellstutter here if I can. It's going to be a lot harder since I didn't take that counterspell, so that decision's looking a lot worse with my Seagate Oracle, and it could very easily cost me this game. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that cost me this game. So I'm not going to be able to resolve these Witches here. I guess I'll go ahead and play this Preordain. I'm expecting it to get countered by a Spell Stutter, and then I'll play my Witches. It's too juicy, isn't it? Nope, not too juicy. Our opponent was able to deal with it. So I'm gonna put both these on top. They're actually both pretty good. And then I'll go ahead and play this rat. And let's see if my opponent spell stutters this one. It's a little risky to spell stutter because if I have a disfigure, then they don't actually get to counter anything with this. But at the same time, I'm expecting them definitely to want to counter it. We're getting a little low on life now that I've been holding these witches so long. So if they spell stutter this and counter it, and then they hit us down to 9, and then I play this, and suddenly I can't even really use it anymore. So yeah, I mean, this is all pretty bad for us. There was nothing really we could do about it. Like, I couldn't really ever play this. I could have played it the turn I played the Seagate Oracle, and we would be in much better shape. But I didn't really expect it to live. Like, I didn't expect my opponent to not have a red source after playing this Ash Barrens out like that. And I'm certain they have a removal spell in their hand. Alright, there's the red source coming up. So I need to hit a Muldrifter here pretty much, so I can start blocking some of these things. If I don't hit one, I'll just be grabbing a removal spell with my Archaeomancer and hoping that's good enough. Looks like they're gonna... okay, I thought they were gonna cast a ninja, or a ninjutsu and a ninja. Didn't happen. Oh yeah, I knew I was drawing that Ghostly Flicker. So that'll protect my guys from removal, if I need to. So we're gonna go down to 6 next turn, and then I can use this, and we'll go down to 3, and then we'll go down to 1. That's not great. So I think I'm gonna go ahead. Unfortunately, they can just counter my Archaeomancer, which is not great for me. If they have another spell stutter, they can just counter this. Unfortunately, I don't have any way to punish them for that. We just really got tempoed out this game. I didn't quite draw enough removal. They drew just enough value, like all these 2-for-1s. And I didn't play these witches that turn I could have. I was too scared of a burn spell, and it's coming back to bite me. There were a lot of things that went wrong that turn. I could have also taken a counter spell, which means I could have like actually countered this Spellstar Sprite probably at some point, rather than just having this dispel that can't do anything. So if our opponent tries to counterspell this, I will dispel it, and then I'll pick up the disfigure, and then I'll hit the Spellstar Sprite. Since I can't hit both of these, I'd rather just hit one. I don't know what our opponent's thinking about. They're kind of taking forever. People have been kind of driving me nuts lately on in the leagues. Like, I've been timing out blue-red Delver players like crazy. I would say just time that guy out last round. I had like 10 more minutes than my Elves opponent at some point. I'm playing blue-black Flicker. Like, this is a slow deck. Like, it's not a fast deck, you know. Let's go ahead and dispel that. See if that's good enough. I'm guessing no. It is not good enough. Yeah, so we're definitely going to lose this game, it looks like. I need to draw... if I draw a Shrivel and they don't have another counterspell, I could still win. But if I don't draw Shrivel, it's all over. Okay, so they waited until their main phase to do that, which makes me think they probably don't have a burn spell. Cost 4. Deep Analysis. What the heck is that doing in this deck? This is interesting. I kind of think you want to tempo out blue-black rather than try to outvalue them, personally. But I do like Deep Analysis against a lot of decks. Like if you're playing against Kodotha Boros or something like that you don't want to tempo out, you just want to kill him. Kill him in a long game. Then Deep Analysis is a great card to play. Okay. So let's go ahead and just play this. I do get to gain some life here. Okay. So the life gain might matter a little bit. I'm hoping they try to scred my witch and then I can flicker it. It's not really what I'm anticipating happening though. So if they have a ninja here, I don't think we have any chance. Looks like they don't. Still though, even if they just have a bolt, we're gonna probably die when I use this witch. They'll redirect it to me, and then they'll bolt me, and I'll be dead. I will be able to flicker my Seagate Oracle plus Dismal Backwater to go to 1 or something like that. Like, that's a possibility. I'm hoping they just scred this right now, and they have nothing else, and I get to flicker both of these. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case in the slightest. This could be an Augur Bolas. No. I don't know what they're thinking. Oh, they're considering deep analysis. Alright. We drew it. Is it going to be enough? Okay, they have a counterspell. I mean, we pretty much no choice but to try to find our own counterspell for this. I think I might as well go ahead and blink an untapped land. No, I'll just gain the 1 life. Okay, so they obviously don't have a bolt, and they don't have a scred, otherwise we'd have lost right here. And we do indeed still lose right here. I don't know if we have technically lost, but we have lost. So, gonna have to witch this Delver right now. Assume they're gonna target me. They are indeed. I'll put a stop in their upkeep, and I'll hit the spell stutter, I guess. I don't think they have anything. I think they've just got to land at this point. So I'm dead to any removal spell, dead to like any burn spell, dead to just anything at all. Okay, deep analysis. I need them to draw only lands off of that. I think we might have actually been able to win this game if we had hit a counterspell off of that. Because we would still be at 4. And I could have killed this ninja too. Like, they would have had no creatures. But it wasn't quite enough. Am I dead yet? Come on, opponent. Kill me. Where's that bolt? Ponder looking for bolt. So I need to hit a shrivel again. They chose to not shuffle, so we're dead. Yep, they did it. Alright, that was actually pretty close. I think if we'd had a little more reasonable draw game 1, I could have definitely beaten our opponent's draw. Like, if I'd hit even just a 3rd land, basically at any point in our top 6 or 7 cards, we'd have probably been able to win. And they just were able to just barely out-tempo us this game. They had a pretty strong draw at the beginning of the game, and it didn't really stumble enough at the end for us to come back. So a little unfortunate for us, and I think maybe I made a mistake that turn. I could have played this witch. Could have played my witch, and when I played my Seagate Oracle, I'm not sure it was a mistake. Just because, like, if they play Ash Barrens, grab their mountain, and then kill our witch, we're super dead. But it is what it is. So here we go, on to round number 4.